Tonight, students show support for their school.
Plus, a Troy professor tickles the ivory. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
On the Troy campus with news from Troy University locations around the world. This is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for August 31st, 2012. I'm Jamarlo Phillips.
And I'm Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. On campus, Hurricane Isaac might not have made a huge impact, but there is a red wave sweeping the campus today. Danielle Percival has the details on College Colors Day.
With the Troy football season beginning Saturday, what better way for students to show their excitement than by showing a little Trojan pride?
The College Colors Day is a nationwide event that's put on every year. We encourage all of our students to wear their cardinal today, but this is not only an event limited to Troy University. This is something that goes on nationwide.
The event is scheduled for the Friday before college football season begins, and while the event is national, the Troy SGA promoted the event on the Troy campus.
Posters across campus, we did Facebook events, Twitter accounts, and just really marketing this through social media.
However, not every student wearing cardinal realized that Friday was in fact College Colors Day.
No idea. I didn't check my email. I don't have a Facebook, so why not wear my Troy colors?
Actually, no, I didn't. I'd heard a little bit about it and didn't know exactly what day it was, but I definitely heard about it.
I did. There was a poster in my dorm, and it said, "Today you wear cardinal."
For one student, wearing cardinal is nothing new, but she said it's always important to support the team.
I'm an athletic training major, so I always pretty much end up wearing cardinal every day in my polo and khakis, but it's great to have the rest of the university have their support behind the athletes.
The College Colors Day is a great way for our students to get out, show their support of our football team as they go play UAB.
While everyone may have had different reasons for wearing cardinal, the message they were sending was loud and clear.
Go Trojans!
Danielle Percival, Troy TrojanVision News.
Danielle Percival will have more on the Trojans matchup against UAB later in sports.
And not only are Troy students showing support for their school, they also have shown support for a fellow classmate. Justin Garner has more.
The doctor called me in his office. He did the biopsy himself. He wouldn't let anybody touch it. He came and he said, "Jamie, you do have cancer. It's inflammatory breast cancer. It's one of the most rare kinds. It's spread to your lungs, liver, and bones."
Troy University student Jamie Ruppel was told she had cancer on June 8, 2012. Just months before, a doctor told Ruppel the spot on her chest came from having a caffeine problem. The spot spread and began to become painful for Ruppel, but she kept this to herself so she wouldn't worry her dad.
He had just switched jobs, and he got a new job, but his health insurance wouldn't kick in for a couple months.
Time passed and eventually she could not take the pain anymore, and that's when the cancer was discovered. She needed help and could not afford the costly cancer treatments. This news spread to her peers.
I heard that Jamie had stage 4 breast cancer. It was just, how am I going to respond? Because I could either just be stricken with grief and just mope, or I can try to help in any way I can.
Winters, who attends Troy's Baptist campus ministry with Jamie, thought putting on a benefit concert for her was the best way he could help. The BCM's minister contributes the amount of support to Jamie's positive personality. He says she still displays this despite going through a hard time.
She's struggled with just the pain and just the tiredness, and that it can be frustrating. But I've never seen Jamie mad.
Ruppel will continue her cancer treatment, and she says her Christian faith is keeping her motivated.
I want people to talk to me like they usually do. Don't be like, "How are you doing?" I want to live a normal life.
Yeah.
And I feel like God's given me so many opportunities to do that. I'm not stuck in the bed like a normal cancer patient would be. I'm running a 5K on Monday. Well, probably walking because I just got over pneumonia. But yeah, I'll be walking a 5K on Monday, and I get to do so many things that normal cancer patients wouldn't.
Judson Garner, Troy TrojanVision News.
Ruppel has an appointment on Tuesday and hopes to enroll in classes in 2013. If you would like to make a donation, contact the BCM at 334-566-3861. Well, Bailey, with an active music department on campus, recitals are not uncommon for Troy University.
That's right, Jamarlo, and last night music fans got to see a performance that most people don't see every day. Christina Cook has the story.
On Thursday night, Troy's music department played host to a rather unique piano recital where two pianists showed that great things come in twos.
We're so thrilled to have Wei Ting and Dr. Lee doing a recital for us. They toured this summer in Taiwan and had a fabulous tour, and so for them to come here and do a recital for us is just beyond belief.
The unusualness of this duet is uncommon for many pianists, but the pair showed that they could still put on a great show.
It's interesting because normally when you watch piano, of course, that's very difficult to do perfectly, but when you put two people on it, it becomes even more difficult. So there's much more in terms of harmony, in terms of organizing it to the point, and they're clearly doing a good job.
But an event of this nature doesn't come without a lot of hard work and practice.
We only have like 10 days rehearsed together, so it's basically like 8 hours per day.
I think the most difficult part is work together. It's totally different from doing the solo recital. You know, solo you can control everything on the one piano, but for piano duet, you have to really work hard because the hand always crossing, and you sometimes you need to decide I go under this way or cross over. So it's the most difficult part.
Christina Cook, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Dr. Cochran says that last night's recital was the first time in the 7 years that she has been at Troy that a piano duet with two people on one piano has been performed.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Mobile, Carnival Cruise Lines has canceled plans to dock its ship Elation in Mobile and is sending the ship to its regular port in New Orleans. Carnival had originally announced plans to temporarily dock the ship in Mobile due to the remnants of Hurricane Isaac. But Carnival now says an assessment of the port facilities in New Orleans show the ship can dock normally.
And in Huntsville, a judge has dropped a criminal charge against a former police officer. Circuit Judge Karen Hall agreed to a request from the district attorney's office to drop a charge against Wesley Little for possession of a firearm that had been altered to remove the serial number.
And in Montgomery, the Attorney General is looking into voting in Uniontown, where the recent election raised questions after there were more registered voters than the town's listed population. The Tuscaloosa News reports that Attorney General Luther Strange's office said that he's looking into an unusual voter registration, but had no further comment.
The TrojanVision Nightly News football season is fast approaching, and the Trojans will battle the Blazers tomorrow. Danielle Percival will have a look ahead at that and more when she joins us with sports.
But first, thousands of people who live in Louisiana still can't return to their flooded homes. We'll have that story and more after the break.
A rare look inside one of the communities hardest hit by Isaac. They are still underwater. I'm Karen Brown in Braithwaite, Louisiana, and coming up, we'll have the very latest.
Come on, let's go.
Hey. Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Guess it's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
Doctor and nurse.
I want to work in the NFL.
Troy University's College of Health and Human Services prepares students for high-demand careers of today and tomorrow. Careers offering attractive pay and the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of others.
My courses aren't just classwork. I've worked with the Department of Human Resources to put my skills to work with helping people. I couldn't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Jamarlo Phillips with the Global News Desk. Jamarlo?
Thanks, Bailey. The massive storm that was once Hurricane Isaac brought heavy rains and the threat of floods to Arkansas today. Thousands of people who live in Louisiana still can't return to their flooded homes. Karen Brown has the latest from Braithwaite, Louisiana.
Cisco Gonzalez returned to a home in Braithwaite today where two of his neighbors were found dead.
It was a very sad moment because the people that lived there, I don't understand, was handicapped, so it's a very sad moment.
Gonzalez helped rescue dozens from his community, even though his own home was underwater.
We thought we were safe. We thought we were super safe.
Streets still look like canals in this hard-hit town south of New Orleans. The floodwaters are slowly receding because the Plaquemines Parish levee was intentionally breached to drain the area. But a helicopter view shows many homes and businesses are still underwater. Here at Cisco Gonzalez's house, the water came all the way up to his porch, and now it's receding down his staircase. Authorities are punching more holes in the levee in hopes of getting rid of all of this water within the next 4 days. This man waded through waist-deep water trying to check out the damage to his house. Another resident, Bobby Landry, found everything below the second level of his newly renovated home destroyed.
This house never had a drop of water in it for Katrina. And when they built that wall up, we figured the wall was going to increase the water here if we had a hurricane, and it sure did.
Cattle and livestock headed to higher ground in this rural area, but many animals didn't make it to safety. After the floodwaters disappear, the people who live in this town will have a massive cleanup job before they can begin to repair their homes. Karen Brown, CBS News, New Orleans.
Mitt Romney left Florida today with a new campaign plan and a new title, Republican presidential nominee. Romney is starting the last leg of his race to the White House with a stop in New Orleans. For the Obama campaign, they start their march to their own convention in Charlotte. We get more from CBS Tara Mergener at the White House.
With his wife Ann by his side, Mitt Romney thanked supporters at the Tampa airport.
And Florida gave me the votes I needed to become the nominee, and I thank Florida.
He asked them to recruit disillusioned Obama supporters to the Romney-Ryan ticket.
We want to be held accountable for the promises we made last night. And the night before, Paul Ryan and I both spoke to the American people about what we'll do if we become president and vice president.
Romney canceled a scheduled campaign stop in Virginia. Instead, he flew to New Orleans to see damage from Hurricane Isaac and meet with first responders.
The Obama campaign was also on the road and taking issue with the Republican speeches in Tampa.
Vice President Biden met with UAW workers in the battleground state of Ohio. He refuted Republican VP nominee Paul Ryan's claim that President Obama didn't keep his promise when the GM plant in his hometown shut down.
What he didn't tell you is the plant in Janesville actually closed when President Bush was still in office.
President Obama addressed troops in El Paso, Texas. He thanked them for their sacrifice and told them if reelected, he would do more to help military families.
Because after fighting for America, you shouldn't have to fight for a job in America.
The Democrats hold their convention next week in Charlotte. Tara Mergener for CBS News, the White House.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, such as what some student athletes are doing to tackle their problem of brain injuries on the football field, you can tune into TrojanVision Global News right after the nightly news. Now back to you, Bailey.
Thank you, Jamarlo. And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports. So Danielle, I know that tomorrow is the day that a lot of Trojan sports fans have been waiting for.
That's right. Football season is just around the corner. It's going to be another busy weekend in Trojan athletics. A lot to get into, so let's get to it. Okay. I've been waiting for this moment all summer long. Football's back. Tomorrow is the Trojans' 2012 debut against the UAB Blazers, so let's get into the game matchup. What better way to start the season than with a rivalry game? The Trojans and the Blazers kick off the season Saturday, and after back-to-back games in this rivalry have been decided by 1 point, Coach Larry Blakeney knows a good start is key.
Well, it'd be better on my heart if we could get up and get going, and you know, you always would like to find a way to win and coast in, but that hadn't been the fact in this game.
This will be the first true test for the Trojans, and not only will they be battling the Blazers, but also the blazing heat.
I think depth could be an issue in the heat at 11 o'clock in the morning. You know, I think we're deeper than we've been maybe since a couple of years back.
Since this is a rivalry game, there's more than just a season opener at stake. There are bragging rights as well.
We always like to, get after UAB, just like they, want to get after us, So we're just trying to treat every game, take them one step at a time, and just get as many wins as possible.
I treat every game the same, so I'm really not from Alabama, so I don't know how that really feels. I mean, I go out there and my team go out there to try to win every game regardless of who we playing.
According to Blakeney, while this game has been a nail-biter recently, there are a few things the Trojans can do to help secure a victory.
If we execute and we take care of the football, then, we should be able to move the football on not just UAB, anybody.
Well, we've heard from the players and coaches about how they think the game is going to go, but how about the students? The countdown is on. It's less than 24 hours till the Trojans hit the field to begin the 2012 season. While Friday was College Colors Day, which is a national event, it's not quite a holiday yet. But to some people, college football does bring almost as much excitement as one.
This is about as good as Christmas for me, maybe a little bit better.
Of course I'm excited about football season. Why would I not be? It's football season. We're supposed to get rowdy, get pumped.
Not really. I don't know really anything about football. I just cheer when everybody else cheers.
Students seem to be confident in the Trojans' ability to start the season off the right way.
We're going to do great. We've got a good team and obviously good trainers behind our athletes, so we're gonna bring home a win.
I think that we'll win by at least a touchdown, maybe even more.
I hope they do good. Go Troy.
We're going to beat UAB. We're going to beat them in the chef thing going on as well, so hopefully we'll have a sweep this weekend.
But why is it important to show Trojan pride?
I think the football players walking around today, especially with our first game being tomorrow, they're just going to see that and just feel so supported, and hopefully that'll give them the boost they need to go ahead and beat UAB.
So, what did football players think?
And it's a great feeling just walking around, seeing a whole bunch of people with team jerseys on, showing their spirit, how much they really care. The class I just left out of, our teacher gave everybody extra points who had on Troy gear. So, it's a great feeling seeing how much people really do care.
And if you think you're ready for the season, imagine the players.
Words can't explain how ready I am. I can't go to sleep at night thinking about the UAB game this weekend. So, I'm just ready for it.
So are we, Chandler. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., Legion Field, the Trojans and the Blazers. Enough said. The soccer team returns home over the weekend for the annual Trojan Classic, which will see 4 teams play 4 games over 2 days. The Trojans began their tournament action this afternoon against Louisiana Tech, and at last check, those teams were scoreless in overtime. The teams will have Saturday off before another doubleheader on Sunday. At noon, Troy will face Stetson. The Trojans and the Hatters are familiar foes from their ASUN days, but haven't squared off since 2004. Stetson does lead the series with a 5-1-1 mark. And the volleyball team will be on the road continuing tournament action this weekend. They will be in Martin, Tennessee at the First State Skyhawk Invitation, which UT Martin will play host to. The Trojans will take on the host team at 7 tonight. After going 0-3 in their opening weekend, head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick knows his team has some improvements to make.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. So while we're really disappointed with the first weekend, we're looking forward to continue to get better for the end of September. And that's the goal. If we're progressing and we're starting to peak come conference time, that's exactly what we're looking for.
The Trojans have 2 more matches this weekend at the tournament. They will face DePaul and Wright State tomorrow. So Jamarlo Bailey talked about it before. It's finally football season. No, that has a lot of people very excited. It's certainly exciting for me. Absolutely. And hopefully those people that wore their college colors today will don them again tomorrow and support the Trojans as they go to UAB to play the Blazers.
Absolutely, and best of luck to them, and hopefully we can pull out a win.
That's right. Best of luck to soccer and volleyball as well.
Absolutely. Right. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you. Coming up on TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll learn more about the new additions in Troy's Student Government Association.
But first, we've seen sunny skies and rain showers throughout the week. What can we expect for the weekend, Bree?
As we head into our weekend, projections say the rain is here to stay. I'll have more coming up next in weather.
You can't text and pay attention to the world around you, and you definitely can't text and drive. Every year, deaths due to distracted and negligent driving are increasing. In fact, while drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving fatalities have skyrocketed. Find out more at negligentdriving.com.
When you're finished with your food or beverage cartons, toss it in the recycling bin. Because every carton is recyclable and can be turned into useful paper products. Put your carton in the bin with your other recyclables and let them start a new life. When the contents are gone, let the carton live on. Recycle your cartons.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Bree Sanders joins us for a look at weather.
So, Bree, we've had a nice day today. What can we expect for the weekend? You know, with the game coming up and everything, what can we expect for this weekend?
Well, yes, today was a nice day, but as we head into our weekend, it looks like those rain conditions will be coming back into our area, but I'll get more into that in just a moment. First, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that it's a beautiful day outside. The sun is peeking right over the library and Bibb Graves over there. As we look at our current conditions, we have mostly cloudy skies, temperatures at 81 degrees, dew points at 73 degrees, humidity is at 77%, barometers at 30.03 inches and rising. Winds are coming in from the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour. Looking at today's stats, we had a high today of 83 degrees, a low of 74. There was about 0.23 inches of rain today. The sun rises at 6:17 a.m. and it should set at 7:10 p.m. Looking at our temperatures around the state, overall the state is experiencing some 80-degree temperatures right now. Mobile coming in at 82. Huntsville and Birmingham at 81, Montgomery at 88, Troy at 81, Phoenix City at 76, and Dothan at 83. Looking at our temperatures around the southeast in our area, we're experiencing some mid-80-degree temperatures, and as we move throughout the rest of the southeast into the Carolinas, those temperatures increase just a little bit into the lower 90s. Looking at our temperatures around the United States here on the West Coast, they're experiencing some mid-70-degree temperatures, and as we come back towards our area, those temperatures decrease just a little bit into about the mid-80s, lower 90s. Looking at our current surface map here in the west, we see that they're experiencing a few precipitation systems right here, but as we take a closer look into our area, we'll have a little bit of precipitation later on tonight, about a 30% chance of rain or so, so make sure you keep that umbrella with you just to stay out of those conditions. Our departure from normal in our area, we're about 3 degrees cooler than what we've been seeing all week, probably because of that rain pushing into our area, staying for the weekend and whatnot. Going into our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours in our area, we should be experiencing about a 1/4 of an inch of rain or so. So if you happen to be headed to Birmingham or if you're staying in the city, make sure you keep that rain gear with you because that rain will be here throughout the weekend and possibly throughout the start of next week. Heading into tomorrow, that rain is going to be very heavy in our area, especially the Birmingham area. Ending our weekend on Sunday, that rain lightens up just a little bit in our area, still about a 40% chance of rain or so. As we go into next week on Monday, that rain gets a little bit heavier, back to 60% chance of rain all day. And as we go into Sunday, that rain almost pushes out of our area, but it still remains constant right here for us. As we take a look at tonight's forecast, we have about a 50% chance of rain, possible thunderstorms, light winds coming in from the southwest at about 5 miles per hour with a low of 72 degrees. So tonight will be much like last night. Make sure you keep an umbrella on hand with you just in case that rain does decide to come. For tomorrow's forecast, we have about another 50% chance of rain, early showers, scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon, winds coming in from the south-southeast at about 7 miles per hour with a high of 93 degrees. So tomorrow will be a little bit warmer than it was today, but however, make sure you keep that rain gear with you. As we head into our 4-day forecast for tomorrow, we have that high of 93 degrees with a low of 72. On Sunday, that high stays in the 90s, right at 92 with a low of 71. Monday, that high gets to 91 with a low of 73. And on Tuesday, it gets a little bit lower to about 89 degrees. So, Jamarlo, we have seen that mixture of conditions throughout the week, but it looks like as we head into the weekend and even the beginning part of next week, those rain conditions will be here to stay heavily, especially scattered thunderstorms. So you all should definitely keep your rain gear with you on hand just in case it does decide to come our way.
All right, Bree, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.